Sir, please. I have a final exam in 40 minutes and I only have a 20. The machine won't take it.
Calvin Bro had heard every excuse on Route 22. Every single one. He looked down at the kid. Thin hoodie, no gloves, lips turning blue in the January cold. 2 weeks ago, his supervisor handed him a written warning for letting an elderly woman board without fare. One more violation meant suspension. He had a mortgage. His daughter's tuition bill arrived last Thursday. Calvin reached for the door lever. He didn't close it. He checked the rearview mirror. The boy wasn't begging, wasn't crying, just standing in the snow, backpack on, waiting. Calm, dignified. Sir, I live 3 miles from here, please. 19 years on this route. Calvin knew some moments don't announce themselves. They arrive quiet and cold and ask you who you are. He thought about the warning letter in his glove compartment. Then he thought about being 17, missing a scholarship interview because nobody gave him a ride when he needed one. That door closed and stayed closed for a long time. Calvin nodded once. Get on. The boy exhaled like he'd been holding that breath for 10 minutes. Calvin reached into his jacket and pulled out a hand warmer, the chemical kind he kept for bad January mornings, and held it out without a word. Tyler Marsh took it with both hands, pressed it between his palms, and said quietly, "Thank you, sir." Calvin didn't log the fare, he just drove. The clock read 6:51. Tyler's exam started at 7:30. Tight, but possible. Tyler was off the bus by 7:04. 11 minutes later, the radio crackled. "Calvin, hold your position. District office wants a word." His stomach dropped. He pulled to the curb, cut the engine, and waited for the call that would end 19 years. The man who stepped onto his bus wasn't from HR. Gerald Marsh, regional supervisor for Cleveland RTA, and Tyler's father. He'd been on the opposite crosstown line, looked out his window at the right moment, and watched everything through the glass. He radioed dispatch before his stop. Gerald opened a folder. Both written warnings expunged from the record, effective today. And Calvin's name was going to the RTA Community Driver of the Year award. A ceremony. A cash bonus. A story the district wanted told. Calvin stared at the folder. Then he looked out at the empty stop where a freezing kid had stood 40 minutes ago, holding a $20 bill and asking a tired man to remember who he was. Some things you don't do because you know how they'll end. You do them because driving away would cost you something you can't get back. Kindness circulates. You put it out there, and somehow it finds its way home. If someone ever showed up for you when they had every reason not to, drop a comment. That 4-second pause changed everything.